Welcome back to Interactive Wrestling Radio. On the Newsmaker line with us right now is two gentlemen. First of all, it's the producer of the new movie, The Sheik, which is out on DVD March 1st, and that is Gian Megan. And his subject matter for the documentary, the one and only WWE Hall of Famer and World Champion, the Iron Sheik. Guys, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Mr. Sheik, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sir, it's certainly a pleasure to talk to both of you gentlemen. And I wanted to ask you, I just watched the documentary last night. It is phenomenal. Is this going to be the closest we're going to see to an autobiography of the entire life of the Iron Sheik?
Well, the Sheik's life is he's still kicking, right? He's like the he's like the Betty White of wrestling, right? He's 74 years young, and I think his book is still being written, right? He's not finished, so
awesome.
Definitely up until a certain point, it tells a story, which we did our best to kind of tell through his life, and now I think that if we kept on filming, we'd have discovered so much more. Like now, the Sheik's going to the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, which is now going to be moving to Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know that he's got to go to hopefully Iowa this summer.
Yep.
Right, Sheik?
Yes.
All right. And I've got to tell you, and this might be more for Gian than for Mr. Sheik, and while I was watching it, I was really impressed with how you guys skirted the issues in terms of copyright. You guys had the announcer calling the action exactly the same way that Gorilla Monsoon called it in that famous match between Sheik and Hulk Hogan. How did you guys decide to do that, and was there any interest in WWE being involved in the project?
So it's a very good question. Unfortunately, we were not granted the use of any footage. We had definitely asked, and we understand that they run a business, and I guess if they're not making the project or are involved in the project, they're probably not going to give the footage away, right?
Right.
And we weren't in a position to take any chances. You could have gone I think it's called fair usage way, where we want to respect the WWE, and so we did it on our own, and we were able to creatively tell the story and not use their footage. And I guess if you're telling me you liked it, then then that's one more person just reaffirming the fact that the story was told without the footage.
Absolutely, it was told without the footage, and another great help of it is, even though you did not do this with WWE's backing, you have Hulk Hogan, you have The Rock, you have Jimmy Snuka, you have Jake Roberts, you have all these legends of WWE fame on there talking about Sheik almost as if it was a WWE done DVD, but also done maybe a little bit more honestly, because you guys are not obviously jaded by the WWE rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, so the whole point of the entire process was my twin brother and I grew up with this man. He's a family member, practically, being best friends with our father in Iran. And we're not filmmakers, right? We're entrepreneurs. We have multiple businesses here in Canada, but we definitely didn't know what we were doing. But the whole time, what we set out to do was to tell a story that would, be the positive. And it took a bit because there were some negative portions of his life that actually, when we first started producing the film and directing and making it, it was for all intents and purposes, it was a bloodbath, right? It was like,
yeah, it was
cow. Like,
it was heavy to watch in that middle portion of that DVD. Yeah.
It was like Jerry Springer, right? It was like, and we were like, oh my goodness, we can't do that. Look, we're not here to take advantage of anyone. We're here to. We were just doing it for fun, because we had the access, and we're so happy that in the end, all those amazing changes happened, and the Sheik is now as popular as ever.
And the Sheik is as popular as ever. And one of the things I wanted to ask Sheik about is, do you think doing this documentary, for all those who know you now as the very outspoken, hysterically funny guy on Twitter and YouTube who says a lot of the things that some of us are thinking and some things that I don't think any of our brains could go to that direction, do you think that maybe being so seen as a humorous guy now, people forget the amazing story you have coming from Iran? That's not a character, folks. You are from Iran. That this really sheds some light for those who don't know your backstory from being a fan for 30 plus years. Does this documentary give them an opportunity to find out that, hey, the Iron Sheik was for real. He was legit. He was a legitimate amateur wrestler in Iran and in the United States.
Absolutely, sir. I'll just say I grew up the toughest sport in the Olympic wrestling, and all my life, only thing I did wrestling to make it to America, to go all over the world, all over the coast to coast America. And like I said, Pashman and she know me better than anybody. And my English is not really that much good, so I can explain everything, but you can ask Jean whatever you want. Just a story about her.
Absolutely. If I could jump in, Sheik, you're too sweet, man. The reality of the situation is, and I'm a fan, man. I'm a huge fan, and I'm just lucky. I was lucky enough to be granted this opportunity to spend time with my childhood hero, and then I also had the guts to go out on a limb and make this documentary. So I did it, and I'm happy that this happened. And the results of it are really great, because I go on Twitter every other day and I check out what people are saying, and so many people had no clue. They had no clue about the real man, Khosrow Vaziri. They had no idea about his background. They had no idea that he was a grandfather, and that he's actually, aside from being like a really loud and rambunctious character, he's a great man, and he's a grandfather, and he's a husband, and a father, right?
Right. No, to be honest with you, and I've been a fan for 30-something years myself, one of my earliest memories, and this is legitimate, was watching that famed match with Hulk Hogan. That was like the beginning of wrestling for me, and I'm 35 now. I'm going to be 35 in September. I was just a toddler watching it then, and I thought that was amazing watching it back then. I had no idea, even with the internet and the inside things that are available to us now, where there's very much no secrets for people. I had no idea about Sheik's wife being, so well spoken, and having the children and having the grandchildren. It's just an amazing thing to see from somebody that I never expected that from.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, it helps make this film even greater to watch, right? Because you get your fix as a wrestling fan, and one of my favorite compliments I've gotten are from like females or from people who got dragged into watching it because they lost the vote that night. It's what movie they're watching.
Yeah, like my wife last night.
yeah. Who couldn't care about wrestling, right? And it's just nice, right? It's nice. Look, like I said, I'm just like we're just two guys who were granted an opportunity, and we're blessed for it. And we're so happy that this has happened, and the man's getting a view. And now if we could just get the surgery done on his knee and ankle, so he can get back in the ring, it'd be great.
That would be awesome. And that was something that was touched on a lot as well, was his ankle injury and so forth. Mr. Sheik, when you've watched this documentary back and you saw the dark places that they started filming you at, when you watch it now and you go to these conventions and so many people love you and admire you, and celebrities as well as you say, the intelligent wrestling fan, do you feel like you've come a long way from where that documentary first started, where you guys were in a dark place?
Yes, and I think they did a great job, because it's true story about Iron Sheik. and I'm very happy. And Jian and Pashman and their family, everybody, they did a great job. I'm very happy.
Awesome. Let me ask you a question here. It's somebody that wanted me to ask you this, and it involves the guy that we've talked about that you wrestled and lost the championship to, the Hulk Hogan. My question is, what is your opinion currently? It doesn't revolve around the movie, but what is your opinion of the troubles that he is facing regarding his racial comments? Do you have any comments about Hulk Hogan, and do you think that he is, as they say, a quote, racist?
Well, I think I'm not racist. I like all my wrestling fans and my movie fans. And that question, I think Jian can answer very clearly because I really don't know what was the situation, but if he was a racist, he did a bad thing because I'm not racist.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially Sheik's being a mensch right now, and not crossing any political lines, because he's in a different place in his life. Unless you're Justin Bieber or Kanye West, he'll slash your tires. But Hulk Hogan, Sheik got to where he is today because of Hulk Hogan, and Hulk Hogan got to where he is today because of the Sheik.
Right.
So there is a mutual respect for one another. In the end, I'll say this because I'm a Sheik guy more than I'm a Hulk guy, much more. It looks like to me that the Sheik has become the ultra hot super baby face, and Hogan's the heel.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how that turned. Absolutely.
The irony of all that is just so next level. It's unbelievable.
All right, absolutely. It absolutely is. I do have one other wrestling question, and then we'll get back to the documentary, and it is directed at the Sheik. And it's something I always wondered as a kid, and hopefully you can answer this for me, because it bothered me. In the very early 90s, you returned to the WWF, and instead of calling you the Iron Sheik, even though you looked like the Iron Sheik, they called you Colonel Mustafa. And I was always curious, why didn't they just call you the Iron Sheik?
No comment. I really don't know what to say. The company do whatever they want. I'm not in charge for that. No comment.
Okay.
Just,
all right, no problem. Cool. Well, I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed watching the documentary, and to finish up on the Hulk Hogan comment, you guys did a really good job with the documentary telling the story of the way that it could have changed wrestling forever if he had taken Vern Gagne's offer. So you guys really did a great job of telling that whole story, and then going through all the dark times and then coming out the other end. So there's two stories to the Iron Sheik, two rises of fame. There's the wrestler, and then there's now the celebrity who we now know and love. And I've got to tell you, it's been an honor to talk to you, sir. I thank you for giving me your time, and I hope everybody out there will check out this DVD. It hits shelves on March 1st. You can order it through Amazon.com as well, and it's just simply called The Sheik, and it's definitely something worth checking out. Jian, is there anything you'd like to say? One last chance to plug people and send them in the right direction to find this movie?
Yes, sir. If you've ever been entertained in any way, shape, or form by wrestling in general, and especially the Iron Sheik, this is for you. This was made for the fans by a fan. We're really grateful for all the support, and this is all done positively from a good place. You try to keep it as authentic as possible. So check it out. Support the legend. And I am proud to say, if we're going to get a quick shameless plug, that we are just finished filming our second documentary, which will be announced shortly on another all-time great. So we'll see what happens with that.
You've done another documentary. Oh, see, and you say you're not a filmmaker, and there you go with another movie.
Well, no, it sparked another opportunity for us. So we're very grateful for what's come.
All right. Well, I look forward to hearing about that. Jian, Mr. Sheik, it's been an honor talking to you as well, and I hope everybody's enjoyed this. And like I said, you can check this out. It's on Tuesday, March 1st on DVD, and it's called The Sheik. You can't miss it when you see the cover. So Hope
And one
everybody.
last thing, if anyone in the New York area, the Sheik will be at the big event on March 5th.
Right, that's right. Yeah, that's a big event coming up here, just about a week away. All right. Well, hey, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Mr. Sheik, I just want to say thank you again. And Gian, please keep in contact. I'd love to help you promote your upcoming documentary as well.
You got it, man. Thank you, guys.
All right, my pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Yo, maniacs, this is Hulk Hogan, the greatest of all time, and you're listening to The Blaze. So what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan in Blaze of Mania runs wild on you?